morning all. Welcome to the lecture of major and integration. Okay, so in last lecture we have completed our fourth unit, which is nothing but the inner modular and its properties. Okay, so today we will take a revision on our first unit, which is nothing but the major space and measurable functions. Okay, in first unit we have studied what is a algebra. What is an algebra? If capital X be any set and curly B be any collection of subsets of X, then this curly B is said to be an algebra if it is closed under complementation and it is closed under finite union. Okay, and if it is closed under finite union, then it must be closed under finite intersection, since it is closed under complementation. And if we take the union of two sets and its complement, then it is nothing. Then its complement is nothing but A complement intersection B complement. So if it is closed under finite union and complementation, then it must be closed under the intersection also. Okay, so after that we have seen what is an sigma algebra. What is a sigma algebra?
An algebra is I belongs to P and B countable.
Yes, if capital X be any set, then algebra curly B is said to be a sigma algebra if it is closed under countable union. And if I be a member of this algebra, then we say that the corresponding curly B is a sigma algebra. Okay, as it is again, if curly B is closed under countable union, then it must be closed under countable intersection also. Okay, now what is a measurable set? What is a measurable set?
And subset of X is said to be measurable if it is a member of sigma algebra.
Sigma algebra. If capital X be any set and curly B be a collection of subsets of it, that is a curly B is a sigma algebra, then any subset A of X is said to be measurable set if this A is belonging to sigma algebra curly B. After that we have seen some notes. If empty set phi is measurable, if any set capital A is measurable, then its complement is again measurable. Since if A is measurable, then it belongs to sigma algebra curly B, and sigma algebra curly B is closed under complementation. It means its complement is again belonging to curly B. As its complement is belonging to curly B, then by the definition of measurable set, complement of A is also measurable. Okay, again the next property will be the countable union of measurable set is measurable set is again measurable. Similarly for countable intersection and finite intersection. Okay, now next definition will be a measurable space. What is a measurable space? What is measurable space?
The order where X is said to be measurable where X is any set and B is sigma algebra.
Yes, an ordered pair X comma curly B is said to be a measurable space whenever capital X be any arbitrary set and curly B be a sigma algebra of subsets of X. Then their ordered pair capital X comma curly B is called the measurable space. Now, after that, what is a measure? If capital X an ordered pair X comma curly B be a measurable space, and there is one function mu which is defined from sigma algebra curly B to close the zero, open infinity, union infinity, and which is defined, and if it holds the two properties, that is mu of phi will be equal to 0 and mu of union over I running from 1 to infinity ei is equal to summation I running from 1 to infinity ei, where ei is a sequence of disjoint measurable sets. Sequence of disjoint measurable set, it means each ei is belonging to sigma algebra curly B, and if it holds this property, then we say that it is countably additive. And if both 1 and 2, that is mu of phi will be equal to 0 and mu of union over I running from 1 to infinity ei is nothing but the summation I running from 1 to infinity mu of ei, then the corresponding function mu which is defined on the sigma algebra curly b is a measure on our sigma algebra. Now, after that, what is a major space?
A duplex XP mu is called a measure space where XP or the order for XP is a measurable space and mu is a measure on B.
Mu is a measure on curly b. Then we say that the triplet will be a major space. After that, we have solved some examples of a major space. Now, there is one property, that is if capital X curly b will be a major space, then and A is a subset of B, then measure of A is less equal by measure of B. That is, our measure will be monotonic. Okay. Now, and there is one theorem: if EI is belonging to curly B and measure of E1 is a finite and EI plus 1 is a subset of EI for each value of I, then measure of intersection over I running from 1 to infinity EI is nothing but let each EI is belonging to sigma algebra curly B and measure of E1 is finite and also each EI plus 1 is a subset of EI for all I, then measure of intersection over I running from 1 to infinity EI is nothing but hassle. Measure of intersection over I running from 1 to infinity EI.
Limit and
Limit
tending
at n tends to infinity mu of En.
Limit n tending to infinity, measure of En. Measure of En. And if each EI is belonging to curly B, then what is the measure of union over I running from 1 to infinity EI?
is less equal than the summation I running from 1 to infinity measure of EI.
Yes, which is basically by summation over I running from 1 to infinity measure of EI, since measure is always countably subadditive. As here we don't know whether each EI is a disjoint or not, then it must hold the countably subadditive property. And if in case if all EIs are disjoint, then it is countably additive. That is, measure of union over I running from 1 to infinity EI is nothing but the summation I running from 1 to infinity measure of EI. Now, next, what is a finite and sigma finite measure? Suppose there is a major space capital X curly b mu. Then when we say that the corresponding measure mu is a finite and when it is sigma finite. So just to finite.
If measure of x is less finite.
Measure of our whole set X is finite. Then we say that the corresponding measure is finite and it is said to be sigma finite when
If there exists a sequence which is a union over I running from 1 to infinity xn, and measure of xn will be finite.
oh, that is there exists one sequence xn of measurable sets such that union over n running from 1 to infinity xn is nothing but our whole set capital X and measure of xn is finite for each value of n. Now, what is the relation between finite and sigma finite measure?
Every finite measure is a sigma finite measure.
Every finite measure is a sigma finite measure. What about it, Karmas?
Need not be true.
येस, नोट्स मध्ये चुकीचे आहे बरं का नोट. एव्हरी सिग्मा फायनाइट मेजर इज अ फायनाइट मेजर दिले ते चुकीचे आहे. आपलं काय एव्हरी फायनाइट मेजर इज अ सिग्मा फायनाइट. ओके. Now next, if suppose there is a major space capital X curly b mu and E be any subset of X, then when this E is said to be of finite major and sigma finite major. Let capital X curly b mu be a major space and E is a subset of X, then E is said to be of, then E is finite. E हा finite कधी होतो?
If E belongs to B and measure of E is finite.
Yes, E is belonging to sigma algebra curly b and measure of our this E is finite. Then we say that E is a finite measure. Corresponding mu on this set E is a finite measure. And second one, it is sigma finite when
Is the count
yes, E can be expressed as a
Countable union of measurable set of a finite measure.
union of
having measure is
measurable
finite. E is a countable union of measurable sets of finite measure. Okay. Now, what is a complete measure? Complete measure space.
A measure space is for complete if a sigma algebra contains all subsets of set of major 0.
Yes. Okay. So if there is one triplet capital X curly b mu, then this triplet is said to be a complete measure space. If it's sigma algebra curly b contains all the subsets of a set having measure will be 0. That is, if B is belonging to curly b with measure of B equal to 0, measure of B equal to 0, and A is just any subset of B, then A is also a member of our sigma algebra. Okay, it means it contains all the subsets of a set, that is all the subsets of this B having measure will be 0. Okay, so this is nothing but the complete measure space. Now, what is the locally measurable set? If capital X curly b mu be a major space and E is any subset of X, then this E is said to be locally measurable. कधी होईल? E हा locally measurable कधी होतो?
If E intersection B belongs to sigma algebra, for each B belongs to sigma algebra with measure of B is finite.
For each this capital B belonging to sigma algebra with measure of B will be finite. Okay, so If capital X curly b mu is a major space and E be any subset of X, then E is said to be a locally measurable set whenever E intersection B is belonging to sigma algebra of curly B for each B belonging to curly B. That it means for each measurable set B with major of that B will be finite. Okay, then we say that the corresponding E is locally measurable. So now what is a saturated measure? Capital X curly b mu be a major space, then the major mu is said to be a saturated measure. Where
If every locally measurable set is a measurable.
every locally measurable set in capital X, since E is belonging to X, that is E is a subset of X. If every locally measurable set of X is a measurable set, then the corresponding measure is said to be a saturated measure. Okay, after that we have proved that every sigma finite measure is a saturated measure. Okay, now there are some properties. Let E1 and E2 be any two measurable sets, E1 comma E2 measurable set, it means they are belonging to curly B, and symmetric difference of these two, measure of symmetric difference of these two will be equal to 0. Then what is the relation between measure of E1 and measure of E2?
Measure of E1 equal to measure of E2.
Measure of E1 is nothing but the measure of E2. Now what is E1 symmetric difference E2? E1 symmetric difference E2 म्हणजे काय असतो? हा सेट काय आहे?
E1 minus E2 union
Don't say
E2 minus
such-
E1.
E1 minus E2 union E2 minus E1. This one is nothing but the symmetric difference of these two sets, E1 and E2. Now again there is one property. Let capital X curly b mu be a complete measure space. Complete measure space. Let E1 is belonging to curly B, that is sigma algebra, and measure of E1 symmetric difference E2 is equal to 0. Then E2 is also a member of sigma algebra. That is, if capital X curly B mu be a complete measure space, that is, its sigma algebra contains all the subsets of a set having measure will be equal to 0. And E1 is belonging to curly B. It means if E1 is measurable set and a symmetric difference of these two and having measure will be equal to 0, then E2 is also a measurable set. Now, after that we have seen one theorem. In that we have restricted our measure. That is, if capital X curly B mu be a major space and capital Y is any member of curly B, that is sigma algebra curly B. That is, let capital X curly B mu be a major space and capital Y is belonging to curly B. Then we have defined one set curly by, that is on set Y equal to, it contains all the sets A which are belonging to sigma algebra curly B, such that these A are subset of our Y. Then we have defined one measure mu of Y on the sigma algebra curly by as mu Y of E is equal to measure of E whenever E belonging to curly by, for all E belonging to our set curly by. Then we have proved that capital X curly by and mu Y is a major space. Okay, so here we have just given one major space, capital X curly B mu, and also there is one set curly by which contains all the members of sigma algebra curly B which are subsets of our capital Y, and we have defined one function mu Y on this set curly by as mu Y of E is nothing but the measure of E. That is, whenever the whenever these sets are belonging to curly by, then their two functions mu y and mu r both are same. That is, they are coincide on the elements of this curly by. As we have to prove that this one is a sigma major space, then we have to first check whether this set curly by is a sigma algebra or not. If this one is a sigma algebra, then the order pair capital X comma curly by will be a measurable space. And if it is measurable space, then we have to check only two properties, that is mu y of phi will be equal to 0 and mu y is closed under countable additive, and that is we have. Okay, so this one is called the measure mu y given in this example is called the restriction of measure mu to the set y, and hence capital Y curly by and mu y is a restricted measurable space of capital X curly by. Okay, sorry, here we have to take y since we have taken this curly by as a subset of y. Okay, now what is a measurable function? Capital X be any set and f be an extended real valued function, then this f is said to be measurable whenever
if it is also one of the property of the four invariant.
कोणती तरी एक सांगा त्याची चार मधून. If capital X comma curly b be a measurable space and f be an extended real valued function, then f is said to be measurable if
The set X such that f of X is less than alpha belongs to sigma algebra for each alpha.
f of x less than alpha is belonging to sigma algebra for each alpha. Then we say that the corresponding function f is a measurable function. Now, the definition of measurable function, we have to do one result, that is if f and g are any two measurable functions and c be any arbitrary constant, then f plus or minus c, f plus g, f minus g, f into g, f upon g whenever g is not equal to 0 are all the measurable functions. And also if fn be a sequence of measurable functions, then infimum of fn, supremum of fn, limit inferior of fn and limit superior of fn is also a measurable function. Okay, कुणाला काही डाऊट यामध्ये?
No, sir.
Okay, so now tell me what is the almost everywhere property? What is almost everywhere property? A property is said to hold almost everywhere. कधी म्हणतो almost everywhere? आवाज नाही येत तुमचा.
If there exists a set of points where it fails to hold a measure of 0.
इज ऑफ मेजर 0 म्हणजे असा कलेक्शन जिथपर्यंत प्रॉपर्टी माझी सॅटिस्फाय करते तिथं ठीक आहे, जिथं प्रॉपर्टी होल्ड होत नाही त्या पॉईंटचं कलेक्शन करून जो काही सेट येईल त्या सेटचा मेजर हा 0 आला पाहिजे. जर तसं होत असेल तर त्या करस्पॉन्डिंग प्रॉपर्टीला आपण ऑलमोस्ट एव्हरीवेअर प्रॉपर्टी म्हणतो. ओके, सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन दिस डेफिनेशन वी हॅव प्रूव्ड वन रिझल्ट. इफ म्यू बी अ complete measure and f be a measurable function such that f is equal to g almost everywhere, then g is also a measurable function. Okay, so here we have given mu be a complete measure and f is a measurable function such that f equal to g almost everywhere. It means those points where f is equal to g, we have no problem. But if there exist some points where f is not equal to g, then we have to collect all those points and having measure will be equal to 0, since which is from the definition of almost everywhere. As f equal to g almost everywhere, then all those the set which contains all the f here x such that fx is not equal to gx, then by the definition of almost everywhere it has measure will be equal to 0, and just we have to use this one to prove g is a measurable function. Okay, now then we have put one result. If capital D be a Dale subset of R, and suppose that for each alpha belonging to D, there assigned a set D alpha belonging to curly B, such that B alpha is a subset of B beta for alpha less than beta, then there exists a unique measurable function small f on capital X, such that f is less equal by alpha on B alpha and f is greater equal by alpha on B alpha complement, which is we have used in second unit also, that is before the Redon-Nikodym theorem. We have proved this one. Okay, now next one, what is a simple function? What is simple function?
A function is said to be simple if it is a measurable and it holds only finite number of.
Yes, any function phi is said to be simple function if it is measurable and it assumes the finite number of values. And we have proved one result, that is canonical representation of simple function. If there is simple function, then it can be expressed as a finite linear combination of characteristic function. Okay, that is I is equal to summation over I running from 1 to n ci into chi of ei. Okay, now what is then integration of phi? Integration over set e of phi with respect to measure mu is equal to summation I running from 1 to n ci of mu of ei intersection. Okay, where phi is nothing but summation over I running from 1 to n ci into chi of ei. That is, each simple function can be expressed as a finite linear combination of characteristic functions. Okay, now depending on this definition, we have proved one result, that is if a and b are any two positive constant and phi and psi are two non-negative simple functions, then integration over set e of a phi plus b psi equals the linearity property. That is, integration over set e of a phi plus b psi d mu is nothing but a into integration over set e of phi d mu plus b into integration over set e of psi d mu. Okay, now there is one more definition. Let f be a non-negative. Let f be a non-negative measurable function to extended real valued function defined on a major space capital X curly b mu, then what is the integration over set e of f d mu is equal to supremum of 0 less equal by phi, which is less equal by f integration of phi d. Okay, where phi is a simple function. Okay, so if f is any measurable non-negative extended real valued function which is defined on a major space capital X curly b mu, then integration over the set e f d mu is nothing but the supremum over 0 less equal by phi, which is less equal by f, and which is integration over set e of phi d mu, where phi is a corresponding simple function. Okay, depending on this definition, we have proved one result. If f and g are any two non-negative real valued measurable functions on major space capital X curly b mu, and E is a measurable set, Then if f is less equal by g almost everywhere, then integration of f is less equal by integration of g over the set E, and integration over the set E of c into f d mu is equal to c into integration over set E of phi d mu, where c is any arbitrary constant which is greater than 0. Okay, now if E is a member of sigma algebra curly B and measure of this set E is equal to 0, then what is the value of integration over the set E of f?
Zero.
is 0.
Which is equal to 0. कारण ही काय असणार आहे, माझं जे काही f ची इंटिग्रेशन आहे ती व्हॅल्यू येईल इंटू काय येईल, मेजर ऑफ E, which is by the definition of integration over the set E. Okay, so which is nothing but whatever will be the integration of f into measure of E, but measure of E is equal to 0. It means 0 into something which is again 0 for any extended real valued function f. Okay, so now what is the Fatto's lemma then? We have to see its statement only. What is the Fatto's lemma? आठवते का? रियल 2 मध्ये शिकलेलं आहे आपण.
If fn is a sequence of non-negative function where fn converges to f almost everywhere and E is a member of sigma algebra, then integration over E is f is less equal than limit inferior integration over E of fn.
Yes, if fn be any sequence of non-negative measurable functions such that fn converges to f almost everywhere and E is any member of curly B, that is E is a measurable set, then integration over set E of f is less equal by limit inferior of integration over set E of fn. That is nothing but the Fatto's lemma. Okay, now if E is belonging to curly B and measure of E is finite, then what is the integration over set E of 1 d mu? 1 constant function. Okay,
Measure of
Equal to measure of E.
measure of set E. Okay, now next monotone convergence theorem. Monotone convergence theorem. If fn be a increasing sequence of non-negative measurable functions such that fn converges to f almost everywhere and modulus of fn is less equal by f for each value of n, then integration of f is nothing but limit integration of fn. So that one is nothing but the monotone convergence theorem. And depending on this statement, we have proved one result, that is if f and g are any two non-negative measurable functions and a and b are any two non-negative constant, then integration of a plus bg holds the linearity property. That is a integration of a plus bg is nothing but a into integration of f plus b into integration of g, and integration of f is always get equal by 0, since which is from the definition of simple function, and if integration of f will be equal to 0, then f must be equal to 0 almost everywhere. Okay, now again there is one result. If f can be a sequence of non-negative measurable functions, then summation of integration is nothing but the integration of summation, that is integration of summation over n running from 1 to infinity fn is nothing but summation n running from 1 to infinity integration of fn. Now, what is the integrable function?
A non-negative function is integrable if f is measurable and integration over e is finite.
Yes, any non-negative measurable function which is defined on a set E which is belonging to sigma algebra curly B with respect to measure mu is said to be integrable if the corresponding function f is measurable and integration over set E of f is finite, then the function f is integrable over the set E. Now, any function can be expressed as a difference of two non-negative integrable functions which are nothing but f plus and f minus. So first we will define what is the f plus and f minus. Let capital X curly b mu be a major space and f is a function on x. Any function on capital X. Okay, so f plus is nothing but, what is f plus?
Maximum of f of x comma 0.
Maximum of f of x comma 0, and f minus of x is nothing but maximum of minus of f of x comma 0. Then the definition itself, that is by construction itself, f plus and f minus both are non-negative functions. Since if f is greater than 0, then obviously f is nothing but the maximum value. But if in case f is non-positive, that is strictly negative, then 0 will be a maximum. So in both the cases, both are three cases, that is if f is positive, negative, and which is 0, then maximum of f of x, maximum of this one, that is f of x comma 0 or minus of f of x comma 0 is either 0 or it must be greater than 0. Therefore, these f plus and f minus are always the non-negative functions. Okay, and if f is an integrable function, then any function f can be expressed as a difference of these two functions, that is f plus and f minus, and both f plus and f minus are integrable when capital F is integrable. That is, any integrable function, any measurable function f is said to be integrable whenever both f plus and f minus are integrable, otherwise it is not possible. Okay, so any f can be expressed as a difference of these two functions f plus and f minus. पण हा जो रिप्रेझेंटेशन आहे f इक्वल टू f प्लस मायनस f मायनसचा, हा युनिक आहे का? प्रत्येक वेळेला f प्लस मायनस f मायनस असंच येईल का? हे रिअल 2 मध्ये बघितलं होतं आपण. Any integrable function can be expressed as difference of two non-negative integrable function, that is f plus and f minus. But whether this representation will be unique, युनिक असतो का? घेऊन बघितलं होतं ना आपण, जर f इक्वल टू f1 प्लस c आणखी f2 प्लस c जर घेतला, त्याचा डिफरन्स घेतला तर परत f1 मायनस f2 च्या फॉर्म मध्येच येतो. f1 म्हणजेच हा f प्लस आणि f2 म्हणजेच f मायनस. मग युनिक असेल का रिप्रेझेंटेशन? रिप्रेझेंटेशन युनिक कसं होईल हो? याच्याऐवजी समजा दुसरा फंक्शन जर डिफाइन केला, स्मॉल f1 इक्वल टू f प्लस c आणखी f2 हा घेतला f मायनस प्लस, हे दोन्ही तर वेगळे आहेत त्याच्यापेक्षा, f प्लस आणि f मायनस पेक्षा वेगळे आहेत ना f1 f2. आता घ्या f इक्वल टू f1 मायनस f2, काय येईल? f plus plus c minus of f minus minus c plus c minus c gets cancelled, which is nothing but f plus minus f minus. Representation unique कुठं होतो? दुसरे f1 f2 मिळाले की मला. So the representation is not unique. Now, if f equal to f plus minus f minus, then what is modulus of f?
F plus F minus.
F plus F minus. Okay. Now there are some properties. If F and G are any two integrable functions and E is any measurable set, then integration over set E of C1F plus C2G is nothing but C1 into integration over set E of F plus C2 into integration over set E of G. And if F equal to F is greater equal by G almost everywhere, then integration of F is greater equal by integration of G. Now, next point is nothing but the Lebesgue convergence theorem. What is the Lebesgue convergence theorem? If G be a integrable function over the set E is belonging to curly B, and suppose that Fn be a sequence of non-negative measurable function such that Fn converges to F almost everywhere on E, and modulus of Fnx is less equal by G of x for each value of n, then what?
The integration over E of F is equal to limit over integration of E over Fn.
Limit integration over set E of F. And already we have given that G be integrable. It means integration over set E of G is nothing but the limit integration over set E of G. हे already दिलंय माझ्याकडे, त्याच्यावर मला हे यूज करून प्रूव्ह काय करायचं आहे की इंटिग्रेशन ओव्हर सेट E of F will be equal to limit integration over set E of Fn. Now there is one definition. If capital S comma curly B is a measurable space and mu n be a sequence of set function set functions defined on E, then mu n is said to converge to mu set wise. Okay, if limit n tending to infinity mu n of set E equal to mu of E for each E belonging to sigma algebra curly. Okay, जर माझ्याकडे एक मेजरेबल स्पेस कॅपिटल एक्स कॉमा कर्ली बी असेल, आणखी mu would be a sequence of set functions, and we know that what is a set function. If the sets mapped on the single non-negative number, then the corresponding functions are called as a set function. So if mu n is a sequence of set function, then this sequence mu n is said to converge to a major mu set wise if limit n tending to infinity mu n of E will be equal to mu of E. याला सेट वाईज म्हणायचं कारण हा प्रत्येक सेट E हा जसा बदलत जाईल सिग्मा अल्जेब्रा कर्ली बी मधून तसा हे करस्पॉन्डिंग डेफिनेशन चेंज होत जाईल. ओके, now after that we have proved one example, we have solved one example. Let capital X comma curly b be a measurable space and mu n be a sequence of measures on curly b such that mu n plus 1 of E is greater or equal by mu 1 of E. That is, the given sequence will be increasing sequence for each value E belonging to curly b, then limit n tending to infinity mu n of E is nothing but mu of E, which is by the definition of this one. Then we have to prove that the corresponding function mu is a measure on sigma algebra curly b, and that we have proved. Now next will be a generalized photos lemma. Generalized now we have to use the above definition in the statement of generalized photos. What is the generalized photos lemma? Capital X comma curly b be a measurable space and mu n be a sequence of measures such that mu n converges to mu set wise, and Fn be a sequence of non-negative measurable functions such that Fn is converges to F. Then what is the integration of F d mu? Generalized photos lemma. There
less
is one
equal by
measurable
limit
space, capital H.
inferior of
Less equal by limit inferior of integration over set Q of Fn d mu n. Since here we have given that mu n is a sequence of set functions which converges to mu set wise, then we have then the statement is nothing but integration of f d mu is less equal by limit inferior of integration of Fn d mu n. Now, what is the generalized Lebesgue convergence theorem? Generalized Lebesgue convergence theorem. Again, here we have to use the definition of the sequence of set function which converges to mu set wise. For that, we require one measurable set. So let capital S comma curly b be a measurable space and mu n be a sequence of measures such that mu n converges to mu set wise. Now we have to use the Lebesgue theorem, Lebesgue convergence theorem. Then we have to take two sequences, that is Fn and Gn be two sequences of measurable functions such that Fn is converges to F and Gn converges to G. And also we have limit n tending to infinity integration of Gn d mu n is nothing but integration of G d mu. That is here we have given that G is an integrable function, and from that we have to prove that F is also an integrable function. That is, we have to prove integration of F d mu is nothing but limit integration of Fn d mu. Okay, so this one we have to prove where n is tending to infinity. Okay, now if f is any integrable function, then the set which contains all the x whenever f of x not equal to 0 is of sigma finite major. That is, we have proved in the by using mod f is integrable function. Now the last example in the first unit, which is nothing but let capital X curly b mu be a major space and G be a non-negative measurable function on capital X such that gamma of E is nothing but integration over set P of G d mu. Then gamma is a measure on curly. Measure on sigma algebra curly, and that one we have proved. Okay, so here our first unit will be completed. Okay, कुणाल काही डाउट फर्स्ट युनिट मध्ये?
No, sir.
का बोर होते?
नाही sir.
सांगायला बोर होते का?
नाही sir.
बोर होत नसेल तर पुढचे 3 चॅप्टरचा पण घेऊ. जर तुम्हाला नको असेल तर कसंही सांगू शकतो. ठीक आहे, आणखी 3 दिवस घेतलं तरी दररोज एक युनिट घेतलं तरी आणखी 3 लेक्चर मध्ये आपलं संपून जाईल. ठीक आहे, डाऊट नसेल तर लिहू करा.